So today's video, first things first, let's give a shout out to Tamara for sending this video in. It's a video of this guy by the name Tom Sewell, who at the moment lives in Australia. And my introduction for this particular video and the things he has to say or had to say in this video is this level of delusion should be a crime.
White people deserve a home.
You see what I'm saying? Like from the very beginning of the clip, the delusion. White people deserve a home. They have a home, it's in Europe. What are you talking about? Like, I really don't know. Sometimes I struggle. Listening to some of these people, sometimes you can literally feel your brain cells just rotting away. Imagine being fresh on the planet. You are new here. You have no knowledge of history or whatever. And this is the first clip you are coming by. And the first thing you are hearing is, white people deserve a home. What will you think? Let me know down below in the comment section. Now, here's what I would think. I would think, oh my goodness, were they perhaps dispossessed? Did someone drive them away from their homes? Did someone steal their homes from them? How did they end up homeless, right? That's what I'll be thinking. Because what do you mean white people deserve a home? What message are you trying to imply here? And you know what's crazy is that this home this guy is talking about that they deserve is Australia. Someone else's home. A home that they had at some point in time in history. They went down there from their home in Europe, by the way, right? they left and then they traveled down there to go steal this other people's home. That is the home that he's fighting for, that he wants. He believes that they deserve the home that they deserve. But let's continue.
There's 1.4 billion Chinamen, there's 1.4 billion Indians, there's a billion Africans, there's a billion Arabs, and they've all got their own countries. Now if there was a white country on earth, I don't want to leave Australia, but if you said to me, Tom...
You saw what he did there. He said if they were a white country, then he stopped and did not complete the sentence because he knows they are white countries. They're all over Europe, right? But because he's trying to make these nonsensical arguments that deep down he knows it's nonsensical because he's raised to the 6th AF, right? Brain rot. They be doing all of this mental gymnastics, twisting and turning like worm that they sprinkled salt on. That's how they be acting when they are about to be on some BS. All of this he's doing is because he wants Australia to be solely theirs. He wants Australia to be occupied by only them. People like this gets me so freaking angry. And the reason why is because we are in 2025, for crying out loud. A lot of us would be willing to want to move on from the past. But people like this would never let us move on because of so much hatred that they have in their hearts.
I don't want to leave Australia, but if you said to me, Tom, why don't you go live in Poland or Lithuania or Latvia or whatever, I would say, look, it's tempting, but I love Australia. It is tempting because I don't like what's happening to this country. I think white people deserve a home collectively. They have a home. We don't have one.
But you literally just mentioned homes that you guys have. You mentioned Poland. He mentioned Lithuania. He mentioned Latvia. And I can help him mention others like Scotland, like the Netherlands, like Britain. There are many. There's a lot of homes. It's just so disingenuous. And he's trying to make himself and his people a victim. And it's crazy. Like, I just cannot stand the sick, twisted irony of it all. Imagine having to listen to a descendant of colonizers nag and complain about how him and his people, quote unquote, don't have a home, even though they do, right? But he's complaining about how they don't have a home while they are literally occupying stolen lands. They are over there in someone else's home, lording over the place, but still complaining that they don't have a home.
We're being told that Australia is for everyone, and if it's for everyone, then it's for no one. That's my position.
Wait, what? Like, does this Payless mofo not know that if he has a problem with Australia being for everyone, he's included in everyone. Like, if we were to agree with this creature and say, okay, maybe not we, because I'm not a part of the Australian, whatever, like never been, I'm not Australian, but, rephrasing. If the Australian people were to say, let's kick the everyone's, like the everyone else, out of Australia, does he think that him and his people are going to be the ones left after the everyone's have been kicked out? Like, your people were the OG everyone else, the first everyone else.
And second to that, collectively, is individually. I individually cannot afford a home. My father bought a home on 3 years' wages. I could not even buy a 200 square metre block of dirt in Parnee for 3 years' wages. So because of the conditions the government has put our generation through, I and the people younger than me are getting locked out of the market.
So whose fault is that? Like, his own year nagging that life is hard for him and his father's generation had it easy. That's the fault of your people. Are they not the majority in power in Australia? I don't understand what he's nagging about. Is he trying to insinuate or trying to make it seem like it's the everyone's them that is doing this? It's your people, the ones in the government. They are the ones who are making these decisions and making life hard for you and everyone else. So I don't understand why he's trying to make it seem like he's the quote unquote everyone else that is the reason why cost of living is high. This is the delusion I'm talking about.
And when we do afford a home, I take my child to the playground, Sam. And every single other child at the playground is speaking a foreign language to their parents.
The colonizer gene is just the colonizer gene. Some of them cannot run away from it. It's there in the DNA, just keeps crawling around. You have to go and make sure you are forcing stuff on people. Make sure you are trying to strip them away from their culture and identities. Make sure you are trying to make them assimilate and live how you live and how you want them to live. Make sure you are trying to tell them where they can and cannot go, where they can and cannot be. Make sure you're trying to tell them how they can dress and what is good and what is bad, and how you are the norm and how you are the standard, and how everything that is not like you and of you is evil and should be casted down. Like, I'm so freaking tired. How are you, a colonizer descendant, a descendant of colonizers in Australia, a foreigner in Australia, having all of this audacity, talking about they're speaking a foreign language? Your language is a foreign language. English is a foreign language in Australia. If anybody should be complaining about something like this, it should be the Aboriginal people, the indigenous of Australia, who should be complaining about how they don't get to speak their languages anymore, how they speak a foreign language and not their indigenous language, and how because of this, no thanks to colonization, their languages are dying. They should be the one complaining about how the standard and official language in their country is not their own language. How the colonizer's tongue is constantly being upheld and kept alive in their homes at the detriment of theirs. They should be the one complaining. Things like this gets me very emotional, because it's just crazy and so insane and unfair and annoying how we don't be giving a damn. Right? You can come over to our country, our continent, and speak your languages and dress how you want to dress and be you. As long as you are respectful, nobody cares. You can live freely, happy lives down here. Nobody's going to come on the internet complaining about how you're not this, you're not that. As long as you are being respectful, nobody cares. But the same thing, the same respect is not reciprocated to other people. See, now I'm an African who's speaking English, right? I'm an African who's from a country whose official language is English. I'm an African who daily I'm seeing our languages dying. But these people's languages continue to live and they are thriving because so many of us globally are speaking these languages and keeping them alive. Not because we intentionally want to, but because like the standard has been set. No thanks to colonization. And yes, we are trying to decolonize and rechange the standard, but until then, like, this is what it is, right? But the fact that after everything that happened, and I have to listen to someone like this complain about how it's just
My child is the only child at the playground that's speaking English. And I'm surrounded by people that are being told, oh, this is a great multicultural diversity, and it just means less white people, less white culture, and ultimately, we're going to turn into global South Africa. And I will fight to stop that from happening, Sam. I don't want us to turn into South Africa. I had family in Rhodesia. I had family in South Africa. I'm not letting it happen here. And so I'm trying with all my might to be peaceful and reasonable and political, but we have to protect white Australia. We have to.
Protect white Australia from what? What is attacking white Australia? See, these are the choice of words that they use. This is how they speak. And anybody shocked that he has links to South Africa? No, it adds up, doesn't it? If you know, you know.
Instead of upgrading and being more inclusive and understanding, hey, this is my culture, this is your culture, let's come together. No. How about your culture just leaves, okay? So everyone looks and sounds like me. Because I don't want it to look like South Africa. That's what he said. Keep in mind the apartheid and all that other stuff that happened. It's almost like it was the black people's land. And then the white dudes went over there and did their thing and took it over. Nelson Mandela and all that stuff happened. And then he's saying, I don't want it to be like that. He's basically inferring that the South Africans had land, they had power, and then they lost it to the blacks, even though it was their land to begin with. Ironic that it's sort of like the same mindset that he has with Australia. It was indigenous peoples, and then the white people got it, occupied it, and now he's angry that it's becoming diverse and multicultural, which is not even to the degree he's saying. Look, everyone should live in harmony. Some places have more white people, some places have more black people, okay? It's okay to have different cultures. We're not trying to take it from you. And if we were, rightfully so, you couldn't even be mad because you took it from someone else. What goes around comes back around, or karma. Not that I believe in karma, but you get what I'm saying. Imagine saying that. Oh, I'm going to walk little Timmy. Oh my gosh, no one's black around here. It's the government's fault. And you know what? Even though it's the government's fault, I actually hate it that everyone's speaking a different language than this language, okay? Our language is the best language. It's the superior one. And I don't like it that we don't have our own place. So all you other families who have come from hardship, yeah, all the other families come from hardship and have had a tough time migrating and assimilating, guess what? I actually don't think you belong here, even though this is pretty much stolen land. And you know what? I feel unfairly done. Yes, it was taken from you, but I want my people to have it. Talk about the irrational mindset.
People like this are a cancer to our world. I still don't understand how modern nature keeps allowing creatures like this to surface. So before making this video, I didn't actually go to check who he was, but because I'm making this video now, I want to give you guys as much information as I can. I decided to go check him out just for you guys. And my goodness. So his name is Thomas Sewell. He's a New Zealand born Australian, and surprise, man is a well-known neo-Nazi. Censoring for YouTube because these days we can barely say anything on these platforms. And he's also known for his controversial public stunts and violent criminal conduct. And he's 32 years old. He was born 93. What a miserable life he must be living, for real, because ain't no way you are walking around with this much hate in your heart that you are a happy person. You just can't be. It's terrible. But what are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comment section. Let's continue this conversation there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be catching you in the next one. Bye.